Attention Cloud9 shoppers, this is the Superstory Podcast, a Superstore fan podcast with Matthew Haas and Michael E. Cullen II.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Superstory Podcast. Okay, anyways, my name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me as always is...
Halo brand of soda.
That's Mountain Lightning.
I'm Halo brand of... I'm Mountain Lightning, that's my name. I'm Mountain Lightning.
I think your name is actually Matthew Haas.
I think I would know my name. I don't think that's it.
I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure.
I've been having a lot of weird memory issues lately and visions. I'm kind of got some weird identity stuff going on.
Well, I mean, if you want to identify as Mountain Lightning, that's okay with me.
No, I'm not saying like not those kind of identity issues. I mean like more like, you know, I'm not sure what reality is. Kind of having. I think I've got knocked out. Or maybe I ate some bad food. Do you remember me saying any weird stuff like lately? Like I've been having weird dreams of like playing really, really bad music.
I mean, you did have dental surgery this week.
Yeah, I'm not talking. I remember that. I'm not talking about that, but
I was just wondering if they implanted something in you and they gave you the dental surgery.
No, I'm even talking about before that though. I've been having these weird dreams of just playing like really, really bad, horrible sounding music and recording it and like playing to like a group of like two people in like a barn or something like that. Like the music is frankly unlistenable. It's not good at all. Does that ring a bell? Am I been doing weird stuff like that lately, or am I
no bells? No.
Okay, I don't know. But we did watch a show recently.
Yes,
just now. So.
We watched an episode of Superstore. Why don't we jump into our orientation?
Attention Cloud9 Associates, it is now time for orientation.
Okay, so the episode we watched was Season 2, Episode 11, entitled Rebranding. It was directed by Bill Purple.
Cool name.
I know.
I like that name.
I thought I read that wrong, but his last name is Purple. And, it was written by Matt Hubbard.
Any relation to L. Ron Hubbard?
Probably not.
No.
But, maybe.
Kind of cool. Not really, but... What's that noise? That was weird. What was that? What is that? I'm telling you, I'm hearing things now. This is not comfortable existence that got going on right now. Whew. Okay, now that. What the hell is that? Okay, I distinctly remember like a spaceship. That sounds like... What the hell is... Alright. Stop it. I don't like this. Let's go back to the show. What was that?
Okay, so...
Sorry, guys. I'm having a time here.
So what happened in this episode, Matthew?
Mountain Lightning. They rebrand products from Halo to Super Cloud. It's a lot more exciting than what it sounds like, because the episode is actually really good. It's probably one of my favorite episodes of the entire series, actually. Jeff, who was introduced, he's been introduced a few times before this. He's just, telling them what's up, what's going on with the new product line and things like that. And Cheyenne, and they unveiled the new mascot, and it's just like a, generic blonde white lady or whatever. And Amy's like, why is the mascot always like a white lady? Usually they're the first ones to snap or whatever. And Dina's like, she's not lying or she's not wrong. And then Cheyenne, Cheyenne's always got like these just very innocent like ideas or whatever. And she's like, well, how come she couldn't have made her like into like a superhero, like give her like a cape and have like little like cloud muscles and like Jeff's like, yeah, that would have been nice and easy and smooth. And damn it, that's probably what we should have done. And then he kind of goes back to saying what he was. He's like, but I got to circle back to the whole superhero thing. Like, that's damn it. Like, and she's like, yeah, she couldn't be saving people with savings. And he's like, fuck yeah.
Fuck, that's good. That was funny. They have a visitor from corporate there, Rex Joshi.
Lots of hand gestures.
Rex was played by Ravi Patel, who's a pretty funny comic anyway. So yeah, and he was good in the episode. Turns out he was a former classmate of Jonah's. And Jonah used to be called Iceman because he has ice in his veins. Calm and cool and collected.
Nope.
Isn't that why?
No, that's not why.
Are you sure, Mountain Lightning?
It's because he was always cold at class and had a Afghan, which he said was a knitted blazer. Mm-hmm. So no cool reason why he was called Iceman.
Cool.
Chilled. And Rex likes to high five people a lot. And do fist bumps and
lots of hand gestures.
Yeah, very excited about.
He's very
stuff.
annoying.
He's too excited. He's one of these people that's trying to make you forget where you work for a little bit.
Make you think for a minute that you're at Disneyland when you're actually in a superstore.
Yeah, and you're working at the superstore. And then that 1 minute of niceties is over. Then you're like, oh. That was kind of neat, but now that person's gone and I have to go back to doing what I'm doing.
Yep. Yeah. It's just like when at my work they give us pizza sometimes.
Pizza is like the number one rebellion quashing device that corporations do. The Onion even has an article about was it said something like company uprising prevented by a pizza party or something like that. And it's weird. It's like 'cause they seem to know the exact moment when there's discontent to pull back a little bit. It's like they have people watching or hearing what people are talking about. And they're like, if we don't do something like tomorrow, there's going to be a fucking strike. So we better give them some food or whatever.
It's like, oh, you guys are doing so great. Let's get you a meat tray. Mm-hmm. Wait, what?
Some piece of shit meat tray. It doesn't even taste good. It's like, yeah.
We'll get you a fruit tray too.
Yeah, it's like,
maybe a veggie tray with some dip and, some carrots that are all dried out.
The stuff that you buy to bring to picnics and get-togethers when you don't cook anything. Like, oh, we probably should bring something. Let's just buy something that no one's going to actually eat.
Yeah.
So here's a cool meat tray that you're going to just immediately throw in the garbage when everyone leaves the party. Oh, God.
Or it'll sit in the fridge in the break room or something for a year and a half.
Yeah. Tell you the truth, though, the pepperoni's not that bad in those meat trays.
Yeah.
And the cheese and the crackers.
Mm-hmm.
So you could kind of just sort of snack on the pepperoni and the crackers part, but everything else is not that great.
No.
Especially the vegetable ones, not so much. Fruit ones, decent. It's not fresh fruit. It's not something that you're going to take a bite out of and be like, oh my God, this is the best pineapple I've ever had. No, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be okay. But if you want fresh fruit, you go to, a fucking fruit stand and you buy yourself 15,000 bananas for $2.
Yes. That's a lot of bananas.
It's a lot of bananas. Way too much.
But you know what?
Bananas.
Sometimes you go there and they start singing, yes, we have no bananas today.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
That's an old song from the 1920s or something. Yeah.
Why are they saying, yes, we have no bananas? That's a weird way to answer the question.
Don't know.
You would say, no, we don't have any bananas, not yes, we have no bananas. Is that the joke?
I don't know. This is like an old folk, immigration song or something.
Maybe it was because of the whole Banana Republic bullshit that happened.
That was right. It was written right around the same time as Edward Bernays was doing his whole convincing of the world, or of America at least, that they needed to eat more bananas.
So that he could sell more.
Yeah.
Like that phrase, Banana Republic, is an actual phrase.
It comes from, it's basically because of Edward Bernays.
He literally bought a government in South America.
For the CIA.
and people, I know this is a really tough conversation, but literally thousands of people were freaking slaughtered just so that Americans could have bananas that they didn't even want to have, that they were convinced that they had to eat.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
And then he went on to, and then after that, he went on to convince people that eating bacon for breakfast was healthy.
He did, same guy?
Yeah.
It's not healthy at all. Bacon's not healthy.
He also got women to start smoking cigarettes.
Jesus Christ. This guy sounds like a real terrible douchebag.
He was also Sigmund Freud's nephew.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. I knew he was Jewish.
He basically created the whole public relations and marketing business in general.
Wow. Yeah, I knew he was Jewish because I knew that there was some anti-Semitism behind some of the protestation against him.
Yeah.
So not all of the protest against, his greedy capitalist ways was simply because he was a capitalist. It was because he was also Jewish. So some of the people were like, oh, those type, so.
Yep. And speaking of corporate type stuff.
Watch out for anti-capitalism from the right-wing people. Sorry, I'm getting off the car.
So speaking of corporate stuff,
it always leaves the fans.
Cloud9 is a corporation.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I'm like really looped. This is the first day, guys, where I've actually been able to talk for more than like 2 minutes. I've been basically been like a monk all week. Like I've just been not even talking to people, writing my thoughts because I couldn't really speak. So now today's the first day where I've actually been able to actually have an actual conversation. So I'm just all over the place now. Anyway, I got off track. Can you help guide me? Where was I?
So basically, so Rex Joshi is in the store, doing his stuff, and he ends up showing videos of a video of Iceman back at the school, back in college and business school, and yeah, Jonah's on there and he has like a Justin Bieber hairdo or something going on, and he's like very yeah,
his hair was terrible. It was hairable.
It was hairable.
Wow.
I think he just created a new word.
I don't know if I created it, but I like it.
Yes.
It's like when you have a bad hair day, it's a hairable.
It's a hairable day.
It's a hairable day. I like that. Oh, barbers should start using that. I'm gonna
tell you what,
copyright that.
Tell you what, Lindsay LaForest, if you're listening and you do hair, I know that. Use it.
But can you give me like 50 cents
every time you use it? Yeah.
I mean, no contract. If you just want to, it's fine. It's no big deal. If you don't want to, then whatever. No big deal. Just more of like a request, if you will. If you use it like 2 times and it's $1 or whatever.
You could do an ad. I mean, it writes itself. It's like, are you having a hairable day?
How does no one thought about this?
I know.
At least not in Toledo area.
No.
Maybe like in a bigger city, maybe, or something like that. But, man.
I mean, I never think about it, but then I don't have hair, so...
Ooh, ba-da-ba-bum.
I shave it. So, yeah, anyways.
You used to have really long hair.
Yeah.
Like, went down to, like, almost your butt.
Yeah,
Not quite, but...
It did, just about, yeah. Right before I cut it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long were you growing that to get it to that far?
Oh, years.
Years, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, because my beard, it took me, like, 6 months to get to, like, that one time when it was, like, really, like, 5 inches, whatever. So
then the other part of it is Jeff at one point criticizes the way an end cap looks, and says and Dina says something like, "Oh, we should I'll make sure that they fix it," and then he's like, "You should, because as a manager you're the most responsible for this," or something, and then so she calls him an asshat. And then takes it out on Elias for climbing a ladder wrong or something, which he didn't. And so later on, it gets back to Jeff via Mateo, his boyfriend, that Dina called him an asshat. And so then he comes back later on and he tells Dina that she was doing a great job, and then says, if anybody wants to call me an asshat, or has a problem with me, tell me my face. Don't call me an asshat behind my back. And then so Dina finds out that somebody said something, confides in Mateo about it. Mateo puts the blame on Sandra. It says Sandra, that he caught Sandra making out with Jeff in the loading dock. Yep.
Which is weird because that's where he and Mateo were making out when Cheyenne caught them.
So he basically just took something that really happened.
Yeah.
And, lied. And then, so that happened. And then, of course, that upsets Dina, who then decides to confront Sandra about it. And then Sandra just leans into the whole thing and says, yeah, they've been dating for like 2 weeks, and he calls her deliciousness. And she calls him Mr. Man, and then fields a bunch of questions from everybody in the store about what their relationship is like. Their non-existent relationship.
Sandra is a pathological liar among many things about her personality that gets more revealed over time.
Yeah.
She's a very insecure person. She has little to no self-esteem or confidence. And that was like her arc for like a long time. And all of a sudden, I think this is the first episode, or maybe not. I think there might be an episode before where she was making something up, but this is like the first time where she just completely creates a whole scenario and just like on the spot and just starts making things up. And like, she does this throughout the series too. And it's like just quite scary of how detailed she gets about things.
She's very pathological. So then, the final, story per se is basically it's Cheyenne trying to hide and make sure she can get all of the Halo product that is on clearance so she can buy it for her baby, like the baby powder and the diapers and all that baby food. And what else do babies use?
Well, she said eyeshadow.
Yeah.
What I don't understand though is it's the same product. So why are they doing a clearance for? It's not even a different thing.
They'll do that if you change the name of something.
Oh, really?
Sometimes
Okay.
they will, but they don't always do that. Like we don't do that at the store I work at.
Okay.
But sometimes you will, like if you're clearancing out of something, because it's new. It's technically a new product,
it's
even
new
though it's the same.
packaging. That's
Just
all
new
it is.
packaging. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But it's technically a new product, I guess.
Oh my god. Hey, whatever.
But yeah, so she's not able to. People keep buying up all the shit, and
Yeah. Fortunately.
so yeah, those are the stories that go on. Eventually, she finds out that there's a bunch of product in the back room, so she's able to get all of the shit
Yeah.
she wants. So that ended happy.
Yeah, that was a happy ending for Cheyenne.
Yeah, and there's the whole thing with Jonah trying to. He finds out that he's he knows he still has a 2-year extension on his college, and he is basically trying to convince everybody that he's just like everybody else. But they're like, oh, you can go back to business school anytime you want. And then he tries to cancel his extension just to prove the thing. And then he finds out that his extension has already expired.
Jonah he's interesting because in some ways he's very quote woke about things, but in other times he's very naive about like that. He actually does have some privilege over other, like especially Amy, because Amy's got a daughter who's like 13 years old or whatever, and she's the primary, well not the primary, just the sole breadwinner of the family because Adam's always got some dumb internet scheme or whatever. Like grill videos. And by the way, these are live grill videos, not the Food Channel stuff where you make it. No, these are just like live stream grilling videos where you do the whole process for 2 hours.
And you wait for 2 hours for the thing to cook.
And he somehow thought that was going to make him money. I don't know. And then, so, she's got that, married to that dude. And Jonah, his parents, kind of, I mean, they're not, they're not rich, but it's kind of implied that he, because we do meet his parents later on in the series. I'm not going to try to, spoil.
But yeah, I mean,
but he's kind of got a somewhat privileged upbringing where he can sort of have that kind of a safety net, if things go wrong or whatever.
Well, he's woke, but he's also fake woke at times. So it's just kind of like I don't know, it's a thing, but people are complicated, man.
Yeah, man.
There's layers, man.
Yeah, the layers, man.
Layers.
Like a 7-layer burrito, man.
Yeah. He's like on layer 4, man.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What did that mean?
I don't know, man.
Anyways, do you want to take a break, man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's take a break, and then we'll come back with the Employee of the Week, man.
Okay.
We'll be right back, man. Hi, everybody. This is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast you're listening to right now. With me, as always, is
Matthew Hassa.
Yeah, and we're here to tell you about our really cool other podcast called All Too Real 2. And what do we do on that show, Matt?
We watch the greatest direct-to-video sequels of all time, and then we report on them.
And we also talk about other pop culture cool things like video games and conspiracy theories and other awesome things. So if any of that sounds fun to you and you enjoy hearing my voice and Matt's voice,
As you should.
I mean, of course. Tune in anywhere you get podcasts to All Too Real 2. Bye-bye.
Minstrel, fetch me the finest French horns!
Meet Kaylee Fawn, scientist in mind and supervillain at heart.
I remember when my parents made a fuss over me. They hired my TV idol, Professor Phenotype, to visit us for my 6th birthday party. Now I'm not legally allowed near flammable materials until I hit menopause.
Or was that the other way around?
Face my mastery over the elements!
You can hear Kaylee Fawn and her exciting adventures in the upcoming radio comedy, Magus Elgar.
Visit MagusElgar.com to download your copy today.
And we're back, man. Wait, no, we're not.
Yeah, we are right here.
Oh, we are. Whoa, man.
Yeah, man.
That was scary, man. Where am I, man?
You're in your apartment right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's our studio, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, do you want to jump into Employee of the Week, Matt?
Yeah.
Attention Cloud9 Associates, our Employee of the Week is...
Okay, man. No, wait. Okay, Matt, who is your favorite character this week and why?
Jeff.
Okay.
Because I like how excited he got when Cheyenne told him about her idea about the mascot being a superhero. Like how mad he was. Like damn it, that should have been what we went with. And I don't know, just throughout the whole episode, you'll notice he starts going through like a midlife crisis. Like Mike thinks he already been going through it, but for me, it just seems to be the first episode where he's really kind of like just being really kind of like overly excitable about certain things, and then you'll start seeing later like more and more.
I think the first sign of it was actually when he started dating Mateo, because he's much older than Mateo, I think, and it's like, sort of like I don't know. Not that I'm saying that that's bad, because age is just a number, man.
Well, not always, but
yeah, I mean, you shouldn't date somebody underage.
You know, according to R. Kelly, which I didn't know this, that he's the one that suggested Aaliyah make that her album title.
Age is just a number.
When she was like 14, like that's so messed up. About
creepy.
Because like it's one thing. Because I didn't know it. One thing I didn't know that when I heard that album when I was I don't know, I was like 14 when it came out. I don't know, whatever. And then I thought it was just maybe like about like maybe she had like a boyfriend that was like 16 or 17. I don't know, whatever. I had no idea that it was, you know,
she was married to like a 30-year-old or whatever he is. Yeah.
Furthermore, I did not know that he himself suggested that title in almost like this weird way of like wanting to get caught. So like it just makes it like talk about layers, man. That's like the 7-layer burrito. That's like the 7th layer of the 7th layer burrito.
Yeah, man.
And there's like 3 of them though, so it's like actually like 21 layers. I don't know.
So
I'm on antibiotics. I think.
Yeah, it's okay, man. So my, I think my favorite character was Jonah.
Mm-hmm.
Just his whole little journey there. He was just hilarious and freaking out about everything when he found out he couldn't renew his, extension. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's about it with that. I mean, you know, it was a good episode though.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, do you want to go to, today's special?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know where that voice came from for a second.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah.
Attention Cloud9 shoppers, today's special is...
Okay, today's special, Matt. What was your favorite scene and why?
Oh, man. I guess it was probably, what are you doing? That's
I don't know.
weird head shaking or head, like positioning, miming or whatever. I think it was when, Dina confronts Sandra about Jeff and then she just starts just running with it, like fielding questions because he's like, how long has it been? And he's like, about 2 weeks. And he's like, I was walking home from work one day and Jeff pulled up in his cars and said, pull out your taters.
And I did.
And I did. And then I put him in his face. And then she just got like this like really arrogant, like, you know, confident look on her face, like it's to a total like farce of a story. And then like later on they go back to her fielding questions and just talking to like really weird stuff like do you ever have sex in this hotel room? She's like, oh yeah, all the time. And they're like, do they have like, was it coffee there? He's like, yeah, they got one of those little pods. And then, I forgot her name. Her becomes her nemesis later on.
Carol.
Carol's like, do they have decaf? And she's like, I think they do. It's like, what the hell?
That was
like,
funny.
how does that matter to the story?
Yeah. I think my favorite scene, it was kind of cool, was the very end where Jonah and Amy are sitting outside, and then Glenn finds out that, you know, he comes over and gives Jonah a hug awkwardly, and then he does this thing where he just like jumps in the air and almost clicks his feet, almost does a kick you,
like an 8.
And
for those who don't know what a kick you is, can I explain a kick you?
Sure, go ahead.
Kind of our thing, but do you want to explain or do we want?
It's a Degrassi Junior High thing. There was a character named Yikyu. And whenever he got happy, he would jump up in the air and kick his feet.
And I named it a kick you.
Yes.
I was very proud of that when I came up with that like 15 years ago, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they would do a freeze frame when he would do it.
Yeah.
I think there was. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I thought there was a freeze frame where he like clicked his heels in midair and it was like freeze frame and it's like, ba-da-ba-ba, you know, Degrassi High theme song's all happy and like, ba-ba-ba, ooh, yeah. And it's like, I made a new friend. Yeah. I don't, something like that. It's been a long time since I've heard it. You should check it out. It's on YouTube. I'm in the weird mood right now, too. And I'm like totally spacing out here.
But anyways, I like that scene though. I like what Glenn does there. It's pretty funny. Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a break?
Sure.
Yeah. And then we'll come back and we'll close up the show.
All right.
Hey, folks, this is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
Matthew Haas.
We just wanted to tell you about our great podcast called Super. It's called All Too Real. And on that show, what do we do, Matt?
We watch biopics and then we talk about whether or not the movie matched up with the real story or not.
So it
was a lot more exciting than that, though.
Yeah. So we analyze the real story and the real story.
Get it?
Get it?
Real.
You know? Yeah, they're spelled differently, folks. You can guess which one I said which way. Anyways, so sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. But we talk about great movies like Shattered Glass and The Social Network and Futile and Stupid Gesture, among others. Those are some of the ones that we've covered so far, and we're going to cover a lot more. So please subscribe on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your great, fun podcasts. And be sure to share it with your friends.
Do it.
And make sure you're not afraid to get all too real. Bye-bye.
And we're back. I think. Are you here, Matt?
I am like 65% here.
Okay.
So I'm enough here to finish this.
We'll get this episode out of the way, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that instead of antibiotics, they gave you some oxycodone or something.
That's what I'm starting to wonder because like I'm like spaced out and I'm like feel really good. Could just be a placebo. Who knows? Gave you like sugar pills. Here's your fake penicillin.
That's the name of my next movie. Here's your fake penicillin.
Ooh, it's about a pharmacist who... Ooh, I like that. It's about a pharmacist who hands out placebos, but then he keeps the drugs for himself and he sells them on a black market. No one take that fucking idea. That's
I was thinking the same thing as I said that and everything.
Really?
So, yeah,
we're doing that.
We're doing that movie.
And no one's allowed to take it. It's ours. Trademarked right now.
And you know what's sad, though?
What?
I remember watching an episode of American Greed where I think a doctor did something like
God.
that. I mean, a pharmacist did something like that.
Of course, it's a brilliant strategy. I mean, it's not that brilliant. It's clever. I'll give you that. It's clever. But
Attention Cloud9 shoppers. The store will be closing soon.
So let's go into closing here.
Sure. Closing time. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. Drink your whiskey and wine. I know who I want to take me home. Cheyenne, I know who I want to take me home. Dina, I know who I want to take me home. Glenn, so we can pray. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Okay.
So, Matt, how's life?
Pretty good right now.
Anything new happening?
No. Same old, same old.
Anything else you need to say about that episode?
Nope. I think if you clock for time,
yeah,
probably like 60% of it is just me just going off on tangents and you trying to bring me back to the...
It's funny because normally I start to go crazy in the episodes.
Yeah, no, but now it's me.
I think...
We just trade off.
Yes.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's at least one of us that can bring the other back.
Yes.
What would really be messed up is then the one time where we're both out of sync. And it's going to be like a 59-minute long episode.
Where we only talk about the show for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You'd still listen, wouldn't you, folks?
Of course they would.
Yes.
Come on. Our loyal followers. Well, that sounded really weird.
All 4 of them.
Yes.
Well, listen.
Hey, the first 4 of any podcast, you know, those are like the hardcore diehards. Like
No, we get more than that. But
sure.
I'm just yeah, I don't know.
I wonder how that dude from Saudi Arabia likes us.
Yeah, because I saw that when I was looking at
man.
Yeah. Now I got to see if he's still listening.
I hope he is.
Yeah.
I don't know your name. I'm sorry, sir, but
yeah, because we don't know who it is.
I appreciate that.
We just know where people are that are listening, and
I appreciate that because that's pretty. You know,
I know we got some listeners in Europe and Canada and other places. Yeah, so Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So and a lot in Toledo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's where we're from.
Mm-hmm.
In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know. Closing time. Okay, so
man.
I think we're
done. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've gone crazy enough.
Yeah, a little bit.
And so I hope you all have a good evening, day, or night. Make sure you go on to the Apple Podcast thing and give us a 5-star rating, or any other podcast platform that'll let you give any kind of rating. Make sure you give us a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Or a bad one, I don't care. Whatever. Just give us some kind of rating so we kind of know what we're doing. It helps us to get known if we need to improve things, and also helps us to get seen by other people. Make sure you share the show with your friends. Check out our TeePublic. You can get some cool T-shirts, some Tony Generous T-shirts, and some Super Story Podcast T-shirts, among other things. Also, we have a Patreon that's all shared in the show notes. Mm-hmm. It is. So go there, people. Go there. Go there.
Go there.
Go there. Go there. Go there. Okay. The store is now closed. Bye-bye.
This is the Super Story Podcast, a Superstore fan podcast.
A Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.